the productive phase, you set up systems and structures that should take care of you, right? That should take care of you in the that should take care of you in this rest and legacy phase. But you see, what you do in the productive phase determines whether you will rest or whether you will live in agony. We talked about that. And we said, walk while it is day, because the night comes when no man can walk. There is time for everything. There's a time to walk. There's a time to stress yourself. There's a time. A time is coming when you are meant to rest, but you cannot rest if you did not walk. The only thing that guarantees that you're going to walk is that you walk. You are going to rest, rather, is that you walked when you were meant to walk. Very, very important. All right. So we said the duality of life. We live in a dual world. It is either positive or it is negative. You are either a saint or you are a sinner. You are either successful or you are a failure. You are either rich or you are poor. Everything has its polar opposite in this life. So what that means is that some persons can be on one side or the other. But the question is, what is it that determines where people fall? What is it that determines which side of life people end up in? Is it the successful or failure, rich or poor? Where do you end up? What is responsible? And even the Holy Book says that you will always have the poor among you. Why is it that we will have the poor when there is an option of being rich? Why do people end up poor when there is an option of being rich? Why do people end up failures when there is an option of being successful? That's the question. What is it that determines which side of life people find themselves? What is it that determines which side of life people end up in? Are you with me now? And we said that is what? It is the choices that people make. Everybody is born equal, right? The process of birth is equal, the same. The same way a rich woman's wife will give birth is the same way a poor woman's wife. Everything that God created is normal and it is equal. Why is it that some persons end up in one side of life instead of the other? It's because of the choices. So what is going to determine whether you're going to be resting later on in life? That is in the rest and legacy phase. What will determine whether it is rest is the choices you are making today. Very, very important. All right. So why are there more failures than success? That is the question. Why is it that we have a lot of people who are failing more than we have the number of successful? Go and check it in every profession. Failure rate is usually higher than success rate. The failure rate is usually higher than the success rate. I was listening to one interview of Vinicius Jr., a footballer in Real Madrid, right? Vinicius Jr. And he said he's from Brazil. He said something that he feels so fortunate to be, a professional footballer. Why? Because the failure rate is high in football. You have millions of children in Brazil alone. He was referring to Brazil, not globally. He said you have millions of children in Brazil who want to become professional footballers because you see, Brazil football is like their gold mine. Is like their, what do I call it now? That's one of their tickets to becoming rich. See, there are millions of children in Brazil who hope to play professional football, but only a few get to play that. The failure rate is usually higher than the success rate. Why is this so? This is because most people are suffering from what? The failure disease, and that failure disease is called what? Excusitis. And what is excusitis? It is a mental condition of making excuses every time. Anytime, anything that comes up, you are making excuses. And these excuses are not made by successful individuals. These excuses are not made by successful individuals. You see, that's why we have a lot of poor people more than successful people, more than rich people. That's why we have more failures than what? Than successful. Why? Because what? Because people are fond of making excuses. People are fond of making excuses all the time. So how do you know that you are suffering from this excusitis? How do you know? I'm just doing a recap. How do you know that you are suffering? What are the things that will indicate to you that you are suffering from excusitis, that this disease is bedeviling you? Number one, when you are always explaining rather than taking action, rather than acting and showing results. When you don't have results to show, and instead of what, doing something to produce the result, you are always explaining. You always have an explanation for why you don't have a result or why you are not posting the result you're meant to post. When you are not showing results and you have an explanation for that, you are suffering from excusitis. You are suffering from the failure disease. How many of us are fond of explaining rather than taking action? Why didn't you invite? Why is it only two of your prospects that showed up? You are always explaining. You always have 1,001 reasons why certain things did not happen that should have happened. You are suffering from excusitis. You are suffering from excusitis. When you post the same result over and over again, over an extended period of time, when you keep posting the same result, every week you are meant to send a report to your leader. How many codes did you generate this week? Nothing. 0 codes. Week 1. Week 2, how many codes did you generate? 0. Week 3, we're already in the 3rd week. We're ending the 3rd week in the month of November. Some of you from beginning of this month till now, you have not generated one single code. One. It's the same thing. Some of us have not earned a dime so far this month. And it was the same thing that happened last month. It was the same thing that happened the last 2 months. In fact, nothing seems to be happening in your business. Every time you meet with your leader, you keep explaining the same thing. You keep talking about the same. Nothing seems to be changing. You are suffering from excusitis. You are not doing what you have to do to produce the results. You are suffering from excusitis. When every other person and everything is wrong except you, when you are the only one that is correct, when you are the only one that is right, you are suffering from excusitis. That's how you know that you are suffering from excusitis. You are suffering from this failure disease. And if you continue this path, you will definitely have a guaranteed end. And what is that guaranteed end? That guaranteed end is that what? Is that you are going to fail. So who are the people who are suffering from this? Who are the patients that are suffering from excusitis? The coward, fearful people, people who are not willing to stand for what they believe in, people who are not willing to stand for the vision that they have and the dreams that they have. Some of you, you are still shy. You don't want to tell people that you are involved with network marketing. You are a coward. You saw it. You saw the vision. It was clear to you. You saw this as a path to creating the life of your dream, but you cannot stand up and build. You cannot stand up for the business you decided to build. You are being a coward. And because of that, you are not putting in the effort. You are not putting in the required effort to produce the result. Why? Because you don't want your friends to know. You don't want your friends to know that you are involved with La Buena Vida. You don't want them to know that you are involved with network marketing. You make excuses. Some of you have not hosted a launch. You have not done a home launch since you signed up into this business for how many months, for how many years? The last home launch you did was 2 years ago. You've not done another one. Why? Because you are afraid. You don't want to gather your friends together. And you begin to make excuses. The coward. Who are those who suffer from this disease? Lazy people. Oh, lazy people. Oh my God. These guys, nah. They have very good, wonderful explanations for why they've not done what they need to do. They don't have. They always have, brother. Lazy people, they are the ones who make excuses. Lazy people make excuses. Disciplined people don't make excuses. Who are those that are suffering from excusitis? Failures. People who have not amounted to anything in life. People who are not working to amount to anything in life. People who are not driven. They keep finding excuses while others are more successful than them. They keep making excuses while others are getting the result. You know, some of you in this business, you are not getting the results. Others who are getting the result around you, you are busy talking down on them. You keep finding alibis why they are more successful than them. Maybe it's a lady in your office. The lady is running the business and she's getting results. She's getting millions. Quality people are signing up into her business. Say, see her, we don't even know what she's doing herself. Who knows whether she's befriending all those guys, and that's why they are all signing up. She's using woman power. She's using woman power to sign them up. And the reason why they are not signing up to me is because me, I'm not willing to do what she's doing. No, I'm not willing to befriend all the men before I can get the results. Oh, the reason why he's getting that result is because what? He's the first person that started. She's the first person that started. Excuses. You're already a failure. Now, let me tell you something. When you begin to make excuses, you accept the fact that you are a failure. You admit, you tell yourself, you see, excuses is what? Is a sign that you admit that you are not capable of success. When you begin to make excuses. What you're telling yourself, what you're telling the universe is that you are not capable of creating or changing the results that you have. That's why people who suffer from excusitis, failures, they end up failures. You have been doing this business for 2 years, for 3 years, nobody knows you, nobody hears your name, nobody knows where you are. You are suffering from excusitis. If you have done this business for 2 years, for 3 years, for 4 years, and you are still at where you are, I can promise you that the only reason why you are still where you are is excusitis. You are still suffering from excusitis. The poor. These are people who make excuses. These are the culprits. These are the patients of this disease, excusitis. Of course, the cumulative effect of making excuses throughout your life is that what? You will come home with nothing. You will come home with nothing. You will be poor. That is a result of making excuses consistently. You will be poor. So poor people always have reasons why they are not rich. You know, I saw one post on social media. He said the reason why, how did they even put it again? The reason why you are, let me paraphrase it, Sha. The reason why you are not as, you are not showing off, I think that's the way they put it. The reason why you are not showing off, right? Your wealth and your success and all that is because you are not cheating, you are not deceiving, you are not stealing, you know, those bad things. So what they are trying to say is that anybody who is showing up, anybody who is successful is either stealing, is either deceiving people, is either who doing, you know, all those kind of bad things, right? So you see, some poor people were posting, and most of the people that I saw that post, I saw it on the post of more than one person. And most of the people I saw that post on their wall are poor people. So to them, it's a justification. And no problem. Bro, I don't have money, but no problem. Since I'm not willing to steal, since I'm not willing to deceive, since I'm not willing, and that's why all these rich people you are seeing, they must be stealing, they must be deceiving people, they must be using people, you know, all those kind of nonsense. Now, does that mean that you should go and be stealing? No, there are people who are successful, who are wealthy, and they are not stealing. People who are wealthy and they are not deceiving people. Are you following me now? But what I'm trying to say is that poor people use that as a justification for why they are still poor. Say the reason why I'm not rich is because I'm not willing to stain my hand. Who told them that everybody who is rich is staining his or her hand? But you see, that is the mindset that keeps them where they are. So they use that as an excuse. And they stay where they are. So can I ask you, Why are you not producing the results that you ought to be producing in this business? It could be because you are suffering from excusitis. So I'm going to continue now from where I stopped. This was where I stopped last time. Whenever you make excuses, you are or you are becoming one of the above. So anytime, I've said it before, anytime you find yourself making, you are admitting that you are not capable of creating success. That's what you just admitted to. When you find yourself making excuses, you are admitting that you are a coward. You are accepting that you are being lazy. You are accepting that you are a failure and that you most likely become poor. Whenever you make excuses, that's what is happening. Are you with me now? So just give me a second. Let me put on my inverter so that in case there's no light, just give me 1 second, okay? All right. Yes, thank you, Doctor. But that's exactly the point. There are so many persons who are making money, legit, serious money. Can I even tell you? People actually make more money legitimately than the people who don't make money than people who make money illegitimately. I'm telling you the truth. People make more money legitimately than those who are earning money illegitimately. I'm telling you the truth. Go and check. Most of these people, because you see, the wealth of the illegitimate is what doesn't last. But you see, people who are seriously wealthy, but you see, these are the justifications. I used to think that way. You know, the environment where I grew up, surrounded by broke people. Those days, as a young kid, the programming we had is that every rich man is a bad man, is either a ritualist or he's stealing. That's how they made us grow up. We're seeing every rich man as somebody who is a ritualist, and Hollywood, Nollywood was not helping that matter. Every person that is rich in Nollywood is in cult. You see, these things affected us. And that's why some people don't want to go for this. That's why they keep making excuses. Are you following me now? So let's continue now. Make sure you are not a poor person, right? So let's continue now. So the question now is, how can you cure excusitis? What is the cure for excusitis? How can you cure excusitis? Is there a cure for it? Of course, there is. If it is a disease, then there must be a cure. So I just have two tablets to give you. Just two tablets on how you can cure this disease. Anytime you are suffering from it, just take these two tablets, 2 in the morning, or rather 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. How do you cure? How do you come out of excusitis? How do you make sure that this disease does not cripple you and deny you the life of your dream? Number 1, how do you overcome excusitis? Know what you want and go for it. What kind of life do you want? Are you with me now? What kind of life do you want? I think one of these book of the months that we were, was it Go for No? I think it's Go for No. I think it's Go for No, if I can remember very well. Towards the end of that book, he said, listen, what is your vision of the kind of life you want? What is the vision of the kind? Who do you see yourself? In the next 10 years, who do you see yourself as? What level do you want to be operating at? What's the kind of life you want to enjoy as an individual? Do you see yourself as somebody who can contribute millions and millions of naira to the world? Do you see yourself as do you derive your self-fulfillment from your achievement? What kind of person do you want to be? Listen to me. This is very, very, you know why a lot of people make excuses? Because we don't know what we want. We don't know the kind of life we want. We don't know what we want out of life. That's why we're busy making excuses. Why are you not taking this business serious? Because all the people that I brought into the business, all of them quit the business. Excuse me. Is it their life or your life? Are you living for them? If they quit, go and sign up other persons and build a fresh team. Eric Quarter built his business 5 times. 5 times. Randy Gates, it took him 5 years to start succeeding in network. 5 good years. He kept on failing, but he kept on bouncing back. Why do you think he was bouncing back? It was because he knew the life he wanted. What kind of life do you want? Who do you want to become in the nearest future? How can you achieve it? What is the price you must pay to achieve the kind of life you want to have? What kind of life do you want to have? And you see, when these things becomes very clear to you, you see, you can't be making excuses now. You cannot, because you know what you want. You can't be sleeping when you're meant to be working. Why? Because you know what you want. Can I tell you a short story? Can I tell you why? As I came into this business, I carried my everything and my all, and I put into this business. Let me tell you why. Listen, Dr. Bob prospected me the first time in 2017. I was not interested. You know why I was not interested? Because you see, I was satisfied with the level of life that I had as at that time. I had a couple of millions in my bank account as an architect. I had a project I was handling back then. You know, I had a project, I had a site I was running. I did the design and I did that. Then there was another contract. There was another design, school design I had done. And I was already getting ready for the contract. It was a very big school. And I was already getting ready for that contract, you know, and all that. So at that point where I was operating, I felt I was okay. I felt I was good. Once I get this other contract, and then with the little millions that I have, you know, I'll do this, I'll do that. I was not paying attention. I thought I was okay. Until, of course, the second contract, the school contract I was expecting did not materialize. I kept praying and praying and praying and praying. It did not materialize. And then it became clear to me. You see, I read this book, Think and Grow Rich. And one of the things that Napoleon Hill said in that, he said, who do you want to become in the next 5 years? Where do you see your life in the next 5 years? He said, write your financial goal. I have not started this business. He said, write your financial goal in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. He said, write your 5 years vision. That's what Dr. Ba was teaching us about goal setting and planning your life. That's what Dr. Ba was teaching us. Right? Goal setting. He said, write your 5 years vision. Write your 10 years vision. In the next 10 years, where do you want to be? And I can remember very well, this was happening. This was after I saw the opportunity. Dr. Victor presented and I walked away. I did not sign up. So I was now reading this book months after I attended the presentation and I did not sign up. So when I was reading Think and Grow Rich, I wrote down my 5 years vision. My 5 years vision was that I want to become a multi-millionaire in the next 5 years. My 10 years vision was that I want to become a multi-billionaire in the next 10 years. Before I am 40, by the time I'm 40 years of age, I want to become a multi-billionaire. That was what I wrote down. Then the next question Napoleon Hill asked after answering that question was, now ask yourself, what is the best vehicle to achieving this your goal? Whose mic is on, please? He said, what is your best vehicle for achieving this financial goal that you set for yourself now? That was the reality check that I needed to jolt me out of what? Mediocrity. You see, before I was thinking I was okay. You know, I'll do a design for somebody. They'll pay me 200K. They'll pay me 300K. I felt I was a big boy. But when I sat down and it became clear to me that if I continue just collecting 100K, 200K for design of a building, guess what? I cannot become a multi-millionaire in the next 5 years. It became obvious. And that was when I started asking myself, how can I become this multi-billionaire in the next 10 years? I checked all the architects that I know. None of them is a multi-billionaire. None of them is a multi. And I asked myself, there's no way that in the next 30 years I can become a multi-billionaire on this path where I am. And that was when I became interested in this business. And he said, if your current financial path, I'm paraphrasing, right? These were the things I picked out from that book. He said, if your current financial path is not going to land you at this end, so better change what you are doing. Better change what you are doing. That's when it became obvious to me that I needed something that was going to make the process a little faster for me. That was when I now picked up my phone. I was the one that chatted up Dr. Mba. 1 year later, of course, he had followed me up twice. By the time I was ready, I was the one that chatted him up. I said, I am interested in that business. The only reason I got interested in it is because I was looking for how to achieve my 5-year goal, my 10 years goal, what? Faster. Because I had a timeline. I had already put a timeline on myself that in the next 5 years, I should be a multi-millionaire. In the next 10 years, I should be a multi-billionaire. I needed the vehicle that can help me achieve that. Now, you see, this was why when I signed up into the business, I did not come to play. I was not making excuses. There was no office in Enugu. There were no people in Enugu. There was nothing in Enugu. I was alone. My upline was not in Enugu. My sponsor was not in Enugu. I had legitimate excuses not to build this business, but I could not. Do you know why? I could not make excuses. Do you know why? Because I have a timeline. There's something I want to achieve in the next 5 years. There's something I want to achieve in the next 10 years. I cannot afford to be making excuses. Are you following me now? This was why I had to keep finding a way. There were challenges on my way. Things were not easy. Things were tough for me building this business. But I could not give up. I could not help but continue to build. Why? In the next 5 years, I want to be a multi-millionaire. In the next 10 years, I want to be a multi-billionaire. And the only way I could do it, right, achieve it, was to build this business irrespective of the challenges that are on my way. Listen to me. Can I tell you why you make excuses? Because it is not yet clear to you what you want out of life. When you know what you want and you sit down and you count the cost, you will pay the price no matter what. Are you hearing me? Oh, because some persons quit. Do you know how many persons have quit my business? Do you know how many persons I personally sponsored into this business that have quit the business? The number of persons that quit my business are much more than times 2 the number of persons who are still running the business. But did I stop? No, I did not stop. It is not about them. It's about me. There is something I want. There's something I need to achieve. I cannot afford to be making excuses. How do you cure excuses? You cure excuses by becoming clear about what you want in life. Telling yourself the truth. Know what you want and go for it. Some of you are saying, hey, people in my family are not supporting me. That is why, you see, I wish my husband was supporting me. If my husband was supporting me, I would have been more serious in the business. I would have been more successful in the business. If all my family, excuse me, you don't know what you want. No, you don't. When you know what you want and you are willing to pay the price, it doesn't matter who supports you. It doesn't matter who is not supporting you. What is most important is that you are supporting yourself. You will find a way. You will. I'm telling you the truth. Listen to me. There is a lot. See. There's so much people cannot do for you. In fact, there's a limit to what your mentor can do for you. There's a limit to what your boss can do for you. There's a limit to what your upline can do for you in this business. Let me tell you, 99% of your success is dependent on you. You must wake up and go out and do what you have to do to get the kind of life you want. Someone said, he said, if you don't have a plan for your future, others will plan your future for you. So the reason we are making excuses, the reason we have excuses for why we are not producing the result is simply because we don't know what we want. Can I tell you the truth? Now, this is me 6 years after. Can I tell you, I'm a multi-millionaire. I'm a multi-millionaire. Do you know why? Because in the last 6 years, I was not making excuses. And why was I not making excuses? Because whenever I remember my target, whenever I remember the kind of life that I want, listen, you think that it was all rosy. No, sir. There were times when I felt like sleeping. There were times when I felt lazy. There were times when I was not even interested in running the business anymore. There were moments in my business when, in fact, I wish I could just stop doing this thing, but I could not stop. Do you know why I cannot stop? Because there's a target on my life. There's a target on my head. I have given myself a target. There's something I want out of this life, and I have seen this as my best path to achieving it. Know what you want. Go for it. Pay the price. When you are willing to pay the price, you will destroy excuses. The second tablet, the second cure is what? Take responsibilities for your results. You see, people who make excuses are people who are not willing to take responsibility for their life. They are not willing to take responsibility for their results. They are always blaming people for their results or their lack of results. So if I ask you, why did you not make money last month of October? This is November. Today is already 23rd of November, just 7 days to the end of this month. Why have you not made money? Why have you only earned so much, so little? Some of you will begin to blame your downlines. You begin to blame your leaders. And if my leader, I'm telling all of them to come. And we organized the event last week. They did not even invite people, sir. They did not invite. How can I succeed? How can we get the result when everybody, nobody is inviting? Excuse me, take response. Why are they not even inviting? That means you have not painted the picture well enough for them to see why they must invite. You have not done that. You see, that is where you are responsible. Take responsibility for your result. When you understand that you are responsible for the results that you have or the result you don't have, excuses will disappear from your mind. It will die a natural death. You can't continue to make excuses. The reason why you are even comfortable making excuses is because you are not taking responsibility. Some people have started blaming the end of the year. You know, it is end of the year now. You know, it is end of the year. There's nothing we can do. Once it is end of the year like this, everybody goes home, their business slows down, you know, nothing begins to. That's why I've not made money this month of October, no, excuse me, November, because the year is already ending. Sir, you will not understand. In this our location, once it is October, November, December, forget it. Nobody's listening to you. When you are calling people, nobody listens. So that is why. Excuse me. You are not the first to have experienced that. That was the norm before in my business, right? Once it was coming to the end of the year, what happens? Momentum begins to slow down. Momentum begins to slow down, and we took it as the normal thing. Well, yeah, that's how business goes. Once it is October, November, December, everything slows down. Your income slows down and all that. And I remember, I think it was 2022. Dr. Mba asked us to go and watch what's it called? Eric Warren's training on how to build your business in festive period. I don't know if some of the starting leaders can remember, right? I can remember because I watched it. How to build your business in festive period. I watched those trainings. I said, no, I cannot continue to lose momentum. End of the year. I took responsibility. It became clear to me that the reason why I was losing momentum in my business in festive period was because I was not taking responsibility. I said I was going to change it. And last year, 2023, you see, towards the end of the year was the best time in my business. One of the best times, best December, best November in my business last year. I took rest. I told myself, I told my leaders, some of my leaders are here. I told them clearly, you see, this festive period, this end of the year, we are going to end it strong. We are going to finish strong. We are going to finish the year strong. We went to work. I came up with strategies. I started thinking, what do we need to do to sustain result, to sustain momentum, even in festive period? I started deploying, and I can tell you last year, ask my teammates, some of them, towards the end of last year, they made the kind of money they never earned in the beginning of the year. Why? Because a leader was willing to take responsibility for results. Let me tell you something. You are responsible for the result you have or the result you don't have. Can I repeat that? You are solely responsible. Listen, I don't know how to put this thing. I've said it before. There's a limit to what your upline can do. There's a limit to what your leader can do. There's a limit to what even your leaders, the people who are under you, can do. Everything is different. If you want to change your results, it is in your hand. You are fully responsible. See, your result will begin to change the day you decide to change the results. There's a book I read, 1 Minute Millionaire. The concept of that book is that it just takes, in fact, few seconds to become a millionaire. And I was wondering, how does it take few seconds to become a millionaire? That's not true. That's not true. And the author was explaining. He said the day you become a millionaire, it's not the day you have millions in your bank account. No. The day you become a millionaire is the day you decided to become a millionaire. That's the day you became a millionaire. The day you decided to become a millionaire, the day you decided to pay the price to become a millionaire, that was the day you became a millionaire. Do you know why? Because when you made that decision and you started taking responsibility, that was when the result started changing. That is when you begin to change the result. So let me tell you something, right? The day you decide to change your results, that is the day your result begins to change. The day you come to the point where you say, enough is enough. I am tired of being a mediocre. I am tired of always making excuses. I am tired of always being what? Of being average. I am tired of the life of average. Today, I decide that I am going to change my result. I am tired of always reporting 0000 code. From today, I am going to start producing code, even in season and out of season. That is the day your result will change. That is you taking responsibility for your results. You know, we're doing an event in Enugu recently. I think I mentioned it the last time, right? I think that was the event that Dr. Mba came for, right? The hall was jammed. There was no seat. Everywhere was jammed. And I remember speaking to John, my downline. I said, wait, we have been doing this business in Enugu for 6 years. This is 6 years ago. In the same Enugu, people are still coming every day. People are still signing up every day. People are still signing up. And I just discovered something. I say, see, so long as you keep showing up, people will show up. So long as you are willing to keep doing the activities, it is a principle of life. It is a fact of life. The reason your result is still where it is because you have not decided to take responsibility to change it. Stop making excuses. Take responsibility. Tell yourself, I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm not talking about the kind of decisions you make before now. The kind of resolutions you make before. No, I mean, when within your heart, this is what I want. This is the kind of life I want. In the next 5 years, this is where I want to be. This is who I want to be. And I am willing to produce, to pay the price so that the result will change. I watched a movie that's Forge. Some of you know about it, The Forge. If you have not, maybe just go and watch it. It was a story of a young man, right? Young guy who was very irresponsible in his life. Very irresponsible. His mother, a teenager. Every day he will be playing video game. He will go and play basketball till evening. He was not productive. He was not working. He was not doing anything. He was living off his mom. In the morning, he can't even make his bed. There was nothing the mom was not telling him to change the result, the outcome. The guy was just not listening. One day, the mother told him, listen, you cannot be living in my life, in my house, rent free. I can't be feeding you, a grown-up human being like you, teenager, I think about 19 years. I can't be feeding you in this house. And all you do is to wake up, play video game, go and play basketball and come back. You are not contributing anything in this house, nothing. He said, enough is enough. Oh. He said, from today, you begin to pay rent in this house. If you are going to eat, you must contribute. The guy said, what? That was what Joel told the guy. He woke up, he started looking for a job. And then he got to this man that wanted to employ him. When he even got, he was looking for a job. If you saw the arrogance in the young man while he was looking for a job, the arrogance in him, he now met this man, the owner of a company. And the man told him, I'm going to employ you. The man saw his arrogance. When the guy came in, you know, the owner of the company was trying to talk to him. You needed to see the arrogance in the, he didn't even know that that's the owner of the company. But the man he just saw a young man that needed direction in life. And you know what he did? He employed the young man. He said, I'm going to be mentoring you. He said, twice a week or thereabout, come and see me 1 hour. We're going to be spending 1 hour. I'll be mentoring you. And when the guy came for his first mentorship session, this is it for me. That's the lesson for me in that movie. The man asked him 3 questions. 3 questions. He said, who do you want? He said, how old are you? He said, I'm 19. He said, in the next 1 year, when you will be turning 20, who would you want to be by the age of 20? What kind of man do you want to be? He said, secondly, how do you want people to describe you? How do you want people to describe you? How do you want people, when people see you coming, how do you want people to describe you? I'm asking you the same questions. Because that's what you need to sit up and take responsibility for your life. He said, how do you want people to describe you? And the third question he asked the young man, I'm also paraphrasing. I'm not getting them exactly the same, but I'm paraphrasing. The third question he asked the man, he said, what feeling do you want people to have when they see you? What feeling do you want people to have about you when they see you? He said, don't answer me now. Go home. Go and think about it. Come back and tell me whenever you are ready. Come back and tell me. The young man came back. And that, you see, those 3 questions was what changed his life. He said, number one, by the time I am 20 years old, I want to be a responsible adult. That's what he said. Number two, I want people to describe me. You know, when people see me, what they should be describing me as, you know, as a successful person. I want people to describe me, you know, as somebody who is successful, somebody who is this, who is that. Then the third answer to the question was, I want people to have a feeling of respect for me. When people see me, I want them to respect me. I want people to respect me. The man said, beautiful. He said, but you see, you cannot have this kind of life with this kind of lifestyle you have. You can't want people to respect you. You can't want people to see you and describe you as a successful person. And you are sleeping in bed. You are not waking up early. And you are not what? You are just busy playing video game and the rest of that. That was all this young man needed to change his life. Because he wanted to become somebody that people were going to respect. He wanted people to describe him as a successful individual. He wanted to be a responsible adult. Guess what? Everything about him changed. He started taking responsibility for his life. Can I ask you, right now, at this point in your life, who do people describe you as? Your family members, how are they describing you? The people in your organization, in your office, who do they describe you? Do they respect you? Do people respect you? How do people feel about you when they see you? You see, that's the result of your making excuses. Do you want that to change? Take responsibility for your results. How do your downline see you? How do they see you? How do they describe you as? Your uplines, your leaders, what do they describe you as? When they are talking about you when you are not there, what are they talking about? How do people perceive you? Are you respected? Do you want to be respected? You see, when these things become clear to you, you will wake up and stop making excuses and begin to build your life. and begin to build your life. You will destroy excuses. You will kill it. You are busy making excuses and people don't have regard for you. Even your downlines don't have regard for you. You are busy complaining. I don't know why nobody's respecting me in this office. Nobody's respecting me. Are you a respectable person? Are you doing the things that will cause people to respect you? Are you just making excuses? Let me tell you something. People don't respect people who make excuses. You can write that down. People don't respect people who make excuses. Let me tell you something. See. People don't respect you because of your age. Your age is irrelevant when it comes to respect. I'm telling you the truth. You see, look at these small children. Look at the way you're talking to you. Don't you know I am older than you? If you need to remind people that you are older than them, sorry, sir. You are a patient of excusitis. People don't respect you because of your age. Can I tell you what people respect? People respect your results. Did you hear me? People respect your results. That's what people respect. Nobody respects your age. What people respect is results. And let me tell you something. You cannot produce results when you make excuses. No, sir. You cannot. And when you don't have results, you cannot command respect. The people who command respect are the people who produce results. Can you stop making excuses already? Can you stop making excuses already? Take responsibility for your results. Take responsibilities for your results. Go and produce the result that will cause people to respect you. Go and do the work that you need to do to produce the result that you need to produce so that people will respect you the way they need to respect you. So can I tell you something? You are not a victim of circumstances. You are a product of your decisions. I'm rounding up. You are not a victim of circumstances. The reason why, is because of the location where I am building my business. Oh, the reason why people are not respecting me and I'm not producing the result is because of the kind of people that are signing up into my business, or it's because my leader is not supporting me. If my leader was supporting me, I would have been more successful. And if I became more successful, people are going to respect me the more. No, sir. You are not a victim of circumstances. You know the problem so many of us have in this business? We are playing victims. We believe that the result or the lack of result we have in our business is because of the circumstance. Don't you see? Can't you see that, the economy has changed? That is why people are quitting this business because, people are no longer cannot afford to pay because this thing, everything is expensive now. We are not a victim of circumstances. You are a product of your decisions. In this same economy, that people are complaining that you are using the economy as your own excuse. Guess what? Others are even growing a more successful business. People are becoming multi-millionaires in the same business. In the same business, in the same economy, with how difficult things are, with all the negativity that people have about network marketing, people are still making millions of naira in the same business. Listen to me. You are a product of your decisions. You are a product of your decision. You are not a victim of your circumstance. If this thing can enter you, you see this statement. What this thing simply tells you is not about what is about happening around you. It is about what you are doing about what is happening around you. Stop being a victim and stop making excuses. The reason why people are making excuses is because they believe that they are victims of circumstances. Oh, somebody came and met me. Say, sir, can I register under you? Because the leader that I am working under is not supporting me well. If the leader was supporting me well, I'll be more successful. I told him, see. A lizard in Nigeria is still a lizard in UK. Are you with me now? A lizard in Nigeria is still a lizard in UK. Your problem is not who is your leader. Your problem is that you have lacked leadership over yourself. You are your own leader. You are the best leader of all. Even if you come and sign up under me, you will still produce the same result. In fact, even worse. That's what some of us are doing. Hey, if my leader was supporting me, if my leader was in that. That's why some people quit the business. Guess what? We move. So can I play this short video for you just to remind you? Because we're talking about the kind of life you want to have, right? Okay, let me just, it's a few seconds video. Just watch. Remember, every morning. Okay, just watch.
You have two choices. Continue. Remember, every morning you have two choices. Continue to sleep with your dreams or wake up and chase them. Time is your most valuable asset. Wasted time is your biggest mistake. The past has no power over the present moment. The choice is yours, but don't let your dreams slip away while you're still in bed.
I'm going to play it again. Please confirm that you heard, that you saw the video, and that you heard what the video said. I'm going to play that again. It's very short, but very, very powerful. Every morning you wake up, you have a choice. You have a choice. Please confirm that you heard it. Let me play it again.
Remember, every morning you have two choices. Continue to sleep with your dreams or wake up and chase them. Time is your most valuable asset. Wasted time is your biggest mistake. The past has no power over the present moment. The choice is yours, but don't let your dreams slip away while you're still in bed.
Did you hear that? Every morning you wake up with a choice. You have a choice to either go and pursue your dream, to grind, and then to do the work that will produce the result. You have a choice, or to lie down in bed and make excuses. Every day you have a choice of producing results or of making excuses. The question is, you see, what choice are you making every single day? If you continue to make excuses, you will continue to get the same kind of results. But if you decide to wake up and take responsibility for your business, take responsibility for your life that you want, guess what? You can produce the life that you want. It's your choice. It's your choice, my people. It's your choice. So you are not a victim of circumstance. You are a victim of your choice. You are a product of the decisions and the choices you make every day. So can I ask you, while this year is ending, what choices are you going to make? Some of you have decided to end business for the year. Some of you have already packed for the year. Some of you are no longer building. You are no longer even say it's December. Nothing happens in December. Excuse me, that's your choice. While you are busy folding your hands, can I let you know that not everybody is folding his hands like you are doing? Are you aware? In this same period that you are saying, nothing is working, every momentum is. Some people are in the field, though. They are grinding. They chose to be in the field. Are you me now? They chose to go out and produce results. In this same period, why some people are saying nothing is happening again? Some people are organizing events and some people are maximizing results. In this same period, why some of you are decided because it's about choice. Some of you are already taking the chill pill. Some of us are on the streets. We are running home lunches. We are running events. We are generating codes. It's your choice. It's your choice. It's your choice, guys. You can choose to be making excuses or you can choose to be producing results. So listen to me. Listen to me. The cumulative effect of your excuses today is that you will become unknown tomorrow. Oh, God. The cumulative effect of your excuses. Go ahead and be making excuses. And everybody, every morning, wake up. Don't go and build your business. Don't make the booking calls. Don't do the invitation. Don't go out and produce results. Don't go out and prospect. No, don't worry. Just sit down. Sit down there. That's not a problem. In the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, when you look back, you will find out that you lived this life without making an impact in anybody's life. Nobody knows you. Nobody can hear your name. You become an unknown quantity in life. How many of you have seen people who tell you, this person was my classmate. This successful person, I knew him. This one, I knew her. This one, I knew her. And he himself was not growing. See, can I tell you something? When you get to the point in life where you can no longer talk to the people who were once your mates because they have grown so big and you can't even talk to them at that their high level, what it simply shows that you have not been growing. If you have been growing, listen to me, there's none of my friends tomorrow who will become a president of a country that cannot pick up my phone and call. Do you know why? Because I'm also growing while the person is growing. The challenge people have is that while others are growing, we are busy making excuses and we are not growing. And nobody knows you tomorrow. If you understand the import, if you understand the dangers of the excuses you are making today, you will wake up from that. You will jump out of that bed every day and go and grind and produce results. The reason some of us are busy making it is because we don't understand the result. We don't understand the impact of the lack of activities you're doing. You think your leader is encouraging you to go and build, to go and take your business serious because of him? No, sir. Let me tell you something. With or without you, I will still succeed. I will produce it. After all, you were not there when I started. You were not there when I started. Who told you that even when you are not there, I cannot finish up? So listen to me. It is for your own good that you do what? That you wake up, take your result, take your business seriously, and take responsibility for your result. It is not for the good of your upline. No, sir. It is not for your downline. Some of you think that the reason why your leaders are encouraging you to go and grind, confirm 50 bookings, confirm 100 bookings, see them now, so that I can come and generate more code, so that they are going to match you. If you know the impact of the excuses you are making tomorrow, you will wake up, you will stand up and go and build. You will stand up and go and build. Listen to me. The excuses that are so convenient for you today, right? The excuses that are so convenient for you today will cost you dearly tomorrow. Those excuses you are making today, those excuses you are making today that is so convenient. I don't feel like going to the office today. I don't feel like going for some meeting today. I beg, let me just rest. Oh, Jerry, I don't need to go and prospect today every day. All the questionnaire that I've been sharing, nobody have shared 1,000 questionnaire, not even one person has said, I bet today I'm not. In fact, this week, Seth, I'm going to recover. This week I'm going on leave. I want to recover from the stress. I've been stressing myself. These people told me that I will become financially free. Up till now, I'm not seeing financial freedom and time freedom. I beg, let me rest, oh Jerry. Listen to me. Those excuses that are so convenient for you today, they will, if you know the opportunity cost of your excuses, if you know the opportunity cost of your excuses, it will cost you dearly tomorrow. Let me bring this, let me paint a vivid picture of what I mean. Imagine, you see, God was so merciful. Dr. Ba prospected me the first time. I was not interested. He came back and followed up on me. I was still not interested. He left me. I didn't know where. I don't know if he had the plan of coming back the third time. I am not sure. I don't know. But just imagine that I did not go back and sign up into the business. Just imagine. This was happening 6 years ago. Imagine that I did not go back to start up the business. Or imagine that I signed up into the business and I did not take this business serious. That after I signed up, when things were tough, things were difficult for me, I had legitimate excuses. People were quitting in my business, right? Things were not working. Imagine that I decided not to take this business serious and to build this business seriously. I want you to just imagine for a second. Imagine what will be of my life now, 6 years later, with this harsh economy right now. With this terrible economy that we're experiencing right now. Imagine what would have become of me right now. 1 liter of petrol is sold for over 1,000 naira now. Imagine what would have become of my parents today. Imagine what would have become of my family members today. There are so many things I can afford today that I wouldn't have been able to afford if I had given in to excuses 6 years ago. I don't know whether you're understanding it. And it would have had a ripple effect. Just imagine that I was busy making excuses the last 6 years. December last year, right? One of the things that I did as part of my end of year Thanksgiving was that I built the children's church in my church. My church was a long gone, and when we are doing service, guess what? Children will just be playing around and they'll be distracting the service. I told them, don't worry, I'm going to what? I'm going to build the children's church. I'm going to use wood and all that, and there's a way I'm going to construct it. Don't worry, all the bills are me. Today, the children can have their own fellowship in church, while the adults are having their own fellowship in church. Imagine that I was busy making excuses the last 6 years. Would I be able to do that? Do you know the opportunity? Do you know how many persons will be suffering as a result of that? Those excuses I was making or I made. Some of you don't know that your generation is going to suffer for the excuses you are making today. Those excuses that is so convenient for you today, you are not aware that what generations are going to be paying the price. You know, some of us don't understand. You think that the decisions you are making today is just going to affect you alone. You don't get it. No, you don't get it. Oh God. Some of us today are suffering today as a result of the excuses people who went before us made. And some of us are repeating the same mistakes today. Those excuses that are so convenient for you to, if they do that, I will quit the business. Is it mandatory? After all, I'm the one that paid. I'm the one that it is my money. They did not give me money to do. No, bro, quit now. Quit. Why do you have to announce it? Quit. Go ahead and quit. Quit. Go ahead and quit. We can organize send forth party for you to quit. Don't worry. 5 years later. 5 years later now. 6 years ago, I never knew that things were going to be as difficult as they are today. This is 6 years later. How many of you can predict what the next 5 years will look like in this country? How many of you can predict? We cannot predict. Go and quit now. Quit. Don't worry. Quit. Go and ask those people that quit the business. Go and ask them how far with this economy right now. How far? Go and ask all of them, how many of you are proud of your quitting decision? You think you are threatening people with quitting? Quit now. Quit. Quit. You can let us know. We can announce it during Millionaire School that you have quit if that's what you want. You think you are doing it for me? You think you are doing it for your leaders? Everything. This business. You are just busy making. Quit. The result will catch up with you tomorrow. I'm not swearing for anybody. I'm not saying that anybody that quits this business is going to become broke. No. That's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm saying. Right? What I'm simply saying is that there's going to be a cost for every decision we make. There's a reason God brought you along this path. There's a reason why you saw this opportunity. As I wrap up, he said what? If you what? Do not choose rest in the days of labor, so you don't labor in the days of rest. Are you hearing me? Most of us want to do things that are convenient. We just want to do things that are convenient. So we are resting when we should be what? When we should be working, we want to rest. That's where you want to sleep. When you should be on the street prospecting, when you should be on the street inviting, when you should be presenting, you prefer to rest. In the days of labor, right? Don't worry, you will labor in the days of rest. You see, that's why I started. When I started this training, I talked about the learning phase, I talked about the productive phase, and then the rest and legal. Some of us, some people will not rest when they are meant to be resting. Some people at the age of 70, I don't want to say this, but that's the reality of life. By 70, some of them will still have to go out and go and walk, go and walk, go and walk, go and walk. Why? Because in their productive age, they decided to rest. How are you spending your productive age? Do not choose to rest in the days of labor, so you don't labor in the day of rest. As I wrap up this meeting, I'm going to play this short video, right? And then I'll call up our mastermind. Okay. Oh no.
If you want to be successful, you have to change this. This has to change. Listen to me. It's not what makes it hard, it's your lack of belief that it can happen for you. The fact of it is, though, it's very doable. See, but you got to change, though. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. So if you're at a place in your life and you ain't happy with it, you have to change some things. But you have to make a conscientious decision that you're going to change. And it's not dependent on anybody else. It don't matter what your mama think. It don't matter what your coworkers think. It don't matter what your siblings think. It don't matter what your children think. It don't matter. They have.
Did you get that? I will play
If
it
you
again
want to be
for the sake of emphasis. I'll play it again for the sake of emphasis.
If you want to be successful, you have to change this. This has to change. Listen to me. It's not what makes it hard, is your lack of belief that it can happen for you. The fact of it is, though, it's very doable. See, but you got to change, though. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. So if you're at a place in your life and you ain't happy with it, you have to change some things. But you have to make a conscientious decision that you're going to change. And it's not dependent on anybody else. It don't matter what your mama think. It don't matter what your coworkers think. It don't matter what your siblings think. It don't matter what your children think. It don't matter. They have.
Did you hear that? Are you at a point where you don't like the result you have? Are you at a point in your business where you don't like the lack of result you have? If you don't like it, then change it. Are you with me now? You don't like the lack of result, then change it. Why? Because see, nobody else can change it. It is only you that has the power to change the results. It's only you that has the power to change the results. You have what it is. It's not dependent on your coworkers. It doesn't matter what every other person. Don't you like the results in your life right now? Are you tired of where you are in this life? Stop making excuses. Change your mindset. Change the results. Change the outcome. It's in your power. It's not dependent on anybody. The result you have in your life is not dependent on anybody. It is you and you alone that can change it. And that change begins with you doing what? With you taking responsibility for your life, taking responsibility for your business. Set goals and pursue them. Anything can change in your life if you want it to change. Anything can change in your business if you are ready to make it change. If you are ready to change the way you act, if you are ready to change the way you talk, if you are ready to change the attitude of making excuses, anything can change. You deserve a better life. You deserve a bigger business. You deserve a more successful business. And can I tell you, you are capable of building a more successful business. You are capable of producing a better result. You are capable of making money even in festive periods in your team and in your business. The question is, are you willing to do what you have to do to bring about the results? With this, I come to the end of today's training. And I say thank you to my mastermind for giving me the opportunity to share. And thank you to all the leaders for the support. Go back. Quit making excuses today and watch your life change for good. Thank you very much, sir. And I want us to now appreciate and bring up stage our father, the man who had made today very, very possible, the man who keeps giving us the opportunity as his children to express ourselves. You know, there's nothing like to have a father who is so secure, very, very secure, that he can give the stage. All right. He can give the stage for his children. Say, my children, come and do this, come and do this, come and do this. I've raised you. Thank you so much, sir, for this great privilege. I do not take it for granted. So I want you to appreciate, to get the chat handle very, very busy as we bring in the big masquerade, the father and the progenitor of the 381 unstoppable family. The reason we are here today is because God chose him first, right? And he came before, and there's a reason why God brought him first. I can tell you the truth. There's a reason why. It is not a mistake at all. Everything is by divine orchestration. You know that some, you know, who is your leader matters a lot. Who is your head matters a lot. I was so grateful to God that we have a head. We have a head as him. We have a father as him. We carry a gene like his own gene. And that's why we're unstoppable. You can't be in an unstoppable family and you're making excuses. So we are very, very unstoppable, right? Can you celebrate as we bring up stage our mastermind and our boss, our father, none other person than Ambassador Dr. Victor Abbasid. Let me confirm that he's still co-host. He's a...
Yes, I am.
Oh, welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Welcome, sir.
Please, can we go straight to the platform and celebrate Ambassador Moses' honor? Can we celebrate him? Celebrate him. Let's celebrate Moses, Ambassador Moses. I think let's celebrate him. Let's celebrate him. This training is coming in timely. It is one of its kind. And truly, I followed it all through from beginning till end. Let's go to the platform and celebrate him. Let's celebrate. He is one of our own. Do you know what? He has his own share of reason not to do what we are doing. He has his own share of reason not to succeed. He has his own share of reason why he shouldn't rise to the top. Just like all of us here have one reason or the other why it can't be done for you. But he made a decision to make progress and not to make excuses. And this is where it has brought him. I appreciate you, Ambassador Moses. Thank you so much for that heavy dose. Okay, for all of you that are in the office, in the Millionaire School, can you celebrate yourself? Can I see you celebrate yourself? Is that how you are celebrating yourself? Yourself. I didn't say celebrate me. Celebrate yourself. Wow, wow, wow. Now, let me say this quickly. It's been a moment and it's been a season. This training, I must say something deep about this training. You know, this training, each day I look at it, I look at my father and my mother today, the life they are living. Now, let me tell you one of the shocking thing about it. In my family, we are 4 in the family. But you know what? Out of that 4 in the family, the person you can claim that is extremely active in this journey of financial freedom, out of the 4, very, very active, is me. All of them started, but most of them are not active. And you know what? Now, listen attentively. All of them have another thing they are doing, but I'm equally doing what I'm doing. Today, each day they wake up in the morning, they are praying for me, they are praying for me. They came to the city to visit me. It was like a new world for them. It was like a new life. It was like a world in another realm. And you know what? Out of all of them in my family, the only person that placed them on salary every month is me. Let me make it clear. And as I was speaking to them, because this thing gave me a time to speak with them, my mom, my dad, they were telling me that the things and the level and the things I have achieved in their generation, nobody have ever smelled a bit of this. Was telling me that, you know, the other person was just talking about this person had an opportunity to do this, they didn't do it. This person had an opportunity to do this, they didn't do it. This person, they didn't do it. Then my mom was saying, even in whole of their generation, nobody have experienced this life, this good life that she is experiencing currently. Guess what? As they were explaining it, she said another thing that struck me. What struck me? She said, in the whole of the family, there is nobody that takes good care of them. In the whole of the family, the way I do. And I told her, do you know why I am doing this? She said, no. I asked her, is it because the Bible says, honor your father and mother? That's why I'm doing it. She said, no. She was just looking at me. I told her the reason is because I was called for this purpose. I was called for this purpose, and I made a decision to be unstoppable. And today, that decision I've made to be unstoppable is what have brought me to this level I am. If when I was called for this purpose, I choose not to go through this course, through this journey, trust me today, I will be among the people that will not take care of you. I will be among the people that will not make progress. I will be among the people that are complaining about the economy, Nigerian economy. I'm sure a lot of you are complaining. In fact, I was checking each of my car every month. I spend no less than over 200,000 naira each of the car per month. Now you have many cars. I started wondering, how would an ordinary person be surviving with this harsh economy? To me, I don't feel it because I don't feel it. I said, thank God I choose to make progress instead of making excuses. You see, let me make it clear to them. Looking at my family now, my dad, over 80-something years, guess what? There is nothing significant he can do when it comes to labor force. You can't tell him to go and do this. Even if you come out to do this, they might not even give him the work. Guess what? This training simply says something. Whether you like it or not, your age is increasing. And your time is going. Whether you like it or not, your age is increasing and your time is going. What you do with your time now will determine the life you will live in the future. Keep looking for a reason for you not to make progress. Tell me every reason why you can't succeed. Please, you can just spotlight me, admin, just spotlight me. You can tell every reason. I think it's still showing thank you. You can tell me every reason why you can't make progress. You can say any reason why you can't become a monthly millionaire. But I bet you with this, it is always valid to you being the beholder. I bet you that whatever you think, you always write in your thinking. Whatever you imagine, you will definitely be right. But this training calls for you to rethink, what exactly am I doing? Now, let me make this clear before we go to the random parts. Let me make this clear. There are key words that when you hear it, you just know that this person is about to make excuses instead of making progress. Key words. Once you hear it, just know that this person will not make progress in this thing he started. Number one is, I will try. I will try. That's number one. Keyword, I will try. Once you hear this word, I will try, just know that the person have justified the outcome instead of making a decision on the outcome. I will try my best. Guess what? If you are this person that always uses this word, when you are given an assignment to do, you are automatically limiting your progress. Because the truth of it all is, the words we speak are powerful. There's power in spoken word. Once you speak it out, the spirit takes it and wants it to manifest. So when you start trying, every reason that will make you not to accomplish it will come. And you know the outcome, you will come back and say, I tried, though. I tried my best, but I'm sorry I couldn't come. I'm sorry I couldn't make it. I'm sorry I couldn't hit that target. I'm sorry I could not invite anybody. I'm sorry I didn't get that sign up. I will try. That's a word for somebody that is not ready to make progress. Another key word that we use to make excuses. When you see anybody saying that, just know that this person will not make progress. When you hear the word, let me see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. You see, there is something the Holy Book says, that God can do exceedingly and abundantly above that which you ask or think, but according to the power that worketh in you. I hope you all are following. According to the power, that means I have given, God said he gave you an authority, a power to be able to make decisions, to be able to create, to be able to build, to be able to define your future. But people use circumstances around them to define it. Am I making a point? Let me see how it goes. It means you don't know how it goes and you don't project the way it should go. Ambassador Moses was talking about when you ask yourself some certain questions, it makes you to push. Yes. So if you are here, you are given an assignment, you will go and execute. And you are saying the word, let me see how it goes. It will not go that well. That's what it means. In fact, what it means is anywhere it goes, that is what it will be. You allow the world to define your what? Your destiny, instead of you defining your destiny. You allow the circumstances around you to define it. Let me see how it goes. Then the third word is what? You are about to achieve something. There is this word people say is, if God permits. Are you hearing me? These are the third word. If God permits. Let me tell you, if God say I will be rich, I will be rich. If God say I will make it in this way, I will make it. If these are words of lazy people, words of people that they want to use God as a reason why they didn't make it. Are you all hearing me? If God permits, when you hear this word, if God have already given you that permission, you see, he has given you, he said, I have given you authority. Oh no, you don't get it. You don't get it. So, what you are saying is this. When God said, increase, multiply, have dominion, subdue, take over, you are still telling God, did you say I should take over? No, he has already told you from creation to take over, to dominate. And he said, if God permit me to dominate, do you know what happens? These are words of excuse givers. And you know the person they want to use as an excuse. Who knows the person they want to use as an excuse? God. And when people come to that realm, you know what happens? Most of the times, anything that has to do with God, people will just draw back, I beg. But the truth of it all is, God have given you the power to be able to overcome. But do you know what happened? The enemy does something. One of the key ways the enemy uses to ensure that you don't achieve it is enemy will remove your boldness, your audacity. Enemy will reduce your belief, isolate you. That is it. Your boldness, your audacity, your belief, and isolate you so that you don't see you can. If God permits, what did God say already from the inception? That is what I believe. God says it. I believe it. And that settles it. Let me go for it. Let me listen carefully. Nobody here is born a poor man. Everybody here is born a success. But what you do in your journey of success determines whether you will become it. You have been born from creation. There are thousands of what? Spermatozoa that ran into one ovum. Out of the 1,000 that was running to enter one ovum, you are the one that came first. From what? Conception. You came first and ran into the ovum. How many millions of spermatozoa ran? It was a race, journey for a finish. And you were the first. If you will not make it, you wouldn't have been the first. Do you know what? So when you equate things to this, you are equating things you will go and take and possess your possession. You know what? You are equating it with something else. Let me tell you, you are simply limiting the power that worketh in you. The president of Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu, you know what he said? You know what he said? The president became whom he is because he believed that it is my turn. His will and his power overtook everything. It's my turn. He didn't carry water in the mouth to say. He told each and every one of us that it's his turn to be president. Is there a president today? Yes. Because he knows whom he is and he knows what he can do. Ladies and gentlemen, don't allow the devil to place a negative will in you. Thereby making things you will achieve. You are not achieving it because of what? You are using some excusitis, excuse words to limit your success. Ladies and gentlemen, when you hear people, the final word people use to to create excusitis is when you see this word. I'm not really sure I can. I'm not really sure I can. I'm not sure I can. Let me tell you, that word already confirmed you can't. I'm not sure I can do it. That word confirms you can't. You see, the word should be, I can do all things. I don't see limitation. I don't see opposition around me. If you are the son of unstoppable, you act like the son and daughters of unstoppable force. That is how you act. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't believe that sickness can take me down. I don't believe, it's not a thought. In fact, let me even tell you people, as I'm talking to you people now, do you know what is going on with me? As I'm talking to you people now, for years, I've been taking my supplement continuously. And in this past 3 days, I didn't take supplement. I would just say, I don't know how I just became busy. And in this past 3 days, I didn't take supplement. First thing that happened was my dad had malaria. And I told him, it's because you're not taking supplement. I told you to be taking supplement. Meanwhile, as I was telling him, I have not taken it. You know what? After that, the 3 days after I said this, I didn't take supplement. And yesterday night, in the midnight, man, that for the first time in years, I had a feeling of malaria. I said, no! If you see how I shut down the condition, as I'm talking to people here, do I look like somebody having malaria? It is your will that can overcome any circumstances around you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to have this. I can say, Moses, don't call me. You know, I'm not feeling fine. Moses, don't call me. If you are the son of an unstoppable force, you see, surely they must gather. Surely these things will come. But because it is not for you and you made that decision, it will not take you down. I can use an excuse of malaria to keep myself down, but I did not. The reason is because I know who I am. That is it. I know who I am. I was planning ahead of things as if nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, what am I trying to explain here? I'm trying to explain as I round up. It's this. What I'm trying to explain is the power is in you. The power is. Touch yourself and say, the power is in me. The power is in me. I want you to say it loudly. Wherever you are, say it loudly. The power is in me. Now, listen carefully. When you know you can't, you see, you don't see any opposition around you as an obstacle again. You see what you can overcome. You see what is possible. You know what? I bought one big PB. Guess what? Electric PB. I bought it newly. Do you know what? As I was about to learn it, they were telling me, it will take a lot of time. If you want to learn this electric PB, it will take a lot of time. You know, the electric PB, does nothing concern me with fuel. It don't concern me. I told the person, just teach me today. Tomorrow, watch me, I'm done. The guy was looking at me. Exactly how I said it, that was how it happened. Because I know who I am. Somebody was saying, you will fall. I said, I can't fall. I can't have. It's not about I will. I know who I am. Ladies and gentlemen, listen attentively. The power is in you. You see, any day you accept, even the heavenly realm, the earth will accept. If you are listening to me, you are the next multi-millionaire that will be celebrated. I want you to stand up and say, I am the next. That is whom you are. These people sitting down are not part of it. The people, I can see some people sitting down. You are not part of this. Now, let me let you know one key thing. One key thing is it is your decision to change your destiny. That is this topic I had. You can change your. The day I had this top training that was about over this training was over 30 years ago. That was when I had this training. Topic was 30 years ago in the church. You can change your destiny. Guess who did the preaching? It was my own father. I can change my destiny. That training till today have never left me. I made a decision to change your destiny. Sit down quickly. Just sit down. Now let me tell you people. Listen carefully. I'm gonna teach you people something before we run. I don't even know the time I have. Let me say something before we round up. Esau and Jacob were born as a twin. When both of them were born, normally Esau is the firstborn because that's the first person to come out. Jacob, the secondborn. Do you know, because Esau does not pay attention to details, because Esau doesn't value anything around you. Now, let me tell you, when you see Esau, it's not because of the birthright. Generally, anything around him, he doesn't value. When I look at Esau, I look at my life. That's what I see. If I look at Esau, I will see somebody that, back for me. I don't, nothing gives me, I don't see anything as something so important. Guess what? The reason Esau sold off his birthright was because he doesn't value birthrights. Do you know that Esau is a typical hunter? What does Esau do when he hunts? You are hunting animals every day in the bush, and you cannot keep some animals at home. I don't know whether I get me. This is my career, my profession. I hunt animals every day, and I don't have one at home because I don't pay attention to detail. I don't know that there will be a need. There will be a time that I may not be able to enter the bush. I will use the animal I have at home. He didn't cross his mind because of what? He doesn't pay attention to details. Because of that, this thing cost Esau something huge. Jacob is the opposite of Esau. Jacob pays attention to details. Jacob does not hunt animals, but the little animals he has, Jacob will what? Rear the animals, breed the animals. They will grow and give birth to more what? Animals. Ladies and gentlemen, when it's time for their father is what? Who is their father? It's time for their father to release the blessing. Esau will enter the bush to look for animals, to hunt for the father. Because the father says, prepare me something so that when I'm done eating, I will bless you. I'm about to go. Esau entered the bush to look for animals. This is what he would have kept at home. Meanwhile, Jacob was busy rearing animals. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what happened? Jacob took the blessing of Esau naturally from ordination. I want you to pay attention. Jacob took all the blessing that Esau is supposed to take. But you know what? Esau would have just gone to relax. My own brother took away my birthright and took my blessings. Oh. But you know what? Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to know the end of the story of what? Esau. Let me tell you, Esau refused to stay on the ground. He refused to take that as an excuse. Esau refused to accept defeat. Esau made a decision that I will be the best, I will become a nation, I will build an empire. Ladies and gentlemen, the next time Esau met Jacob, trust me, Esau was having, you know what it takes to have a lot of servants, a lot of people, a lot of armies following you. Only him. He has tribe of people following him with honor and respect. Ladies and gentlemen, who is that person that is telling you it can be done? When the Esau came back to meet his younger brother Jacob, he told, no, don't feel bad. It is you that pushed me. I would have remained the way I was. But because you took the blessing, I know I have to fight for the blessing. Ladies and gentlemen, Esau became a nation. When you go to the Holy Book, just look for the children of Edom, Edomites. Edomites have the family of Esau. Edom. Esau became a nation. Why? Because he decided not to make excuses, not to take any excuses, but he decided to make progress. Ladies and gentlemen, what are those obstacles around you that is trying to weigh you down? That is, you are trying. It's December. It's November. These are excuses that you are using. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless each and every one of you. I'm sure that a word has been dropped. If you are here, you are busy making excuses. Why it can't be done? Why you can't become a monthly millionaire? Think again. If you are here telling me how the economy is tough, how economy is hard, think again. Because you can change your destiny. God bless each and every one of you. I appreciate you so much. Before we round up, have this in your mind. This January, February, 381 family will be having multiples of mega retreats. And guess what? This is a season of discovery. Our retreat is a season of encounter. It is a season of what? High impactation. It's a season where men, the giants, the greatest of the greatest are born. How many of you will be part of this retreat this January? Can I see you wave your hand? You will be part of this great retreat this January. Get ready. Guess what? Because of how big 381 family is, we don't have to do one. We can't even do one. So Division 381 Division 1 will be having their own retreats. 381 Division 2 will be having their own retreat. So all you need to do is go and pay for your ticket. Now the price is at cheaper cost. For people in 381 Division 1, get ready by Monday. You're going to see the details for our own. It's going to be mind-blowing. You see, discoveries will happen. I know retreat like this is where men and women and giants are born. Make sure you are not found wanting for this retreat. And make sure you pay for it and get ready for what will be happening. It's going to be huge. For the 381 Division 1, it's going to be happening in Abuja. The details will be unveiled by Monday. Make sure you don't miss the Super Cell meeting so that the details will be unveiled to you. God bless each and every one of you. I appreciate you so much. It has been a huge dose. Next week, Saturday, we're going to be starting another heavier training before we start rounding up another huge impactation. In fact, it will be dealing on what? So personality. What we'll be doing next week, what? Saturday. Don't miss Millionaire School training for anything. It's a season of encounter. I love you so much. I love you so much. I also appreciate all my Hall of Fame. I appreciate each and every one of you. How many of you are already loaded? You are loaded. Can I see you wave your hand? You are heavily loaded. You are heavily loaded. Go and implement everything you've learned. Now, most of the top leaders will be traveling from different cities to different cities because of the retreat. Guess what? Achievers are doing in Enugu. We'll have another one in Benin. We'll have so many retreats, Abuja, different locations. So it will be posted in the platform so that you know the one you are paying for. If you just choose, I want to attend Division 1 retreat, you are not restricted. If you want to attend Division 2 retreat, you are not restricted. Once you pay for your ticket, you are accepted. So as long as you are part of the 381 family. So the details will be unveiled and everything will be unfolded. If you come to my, maybe I'll put the details, some of the details even in my what do you call it? Is it screensaver or what do they call it? This WhatsApp status. You're going to get to know more of it. So anyone you choose. So there is no special one, whether it's this one or the other one, I will still be there. So there is none that is special. That this person will not come yet. We are still one family. People will be coming from outside the country for this huge retreat. I remember Make your payment for the early bed so that you don't join the late bed. God bless each and every one of you. I'm sure today all of you are loaded. You are loaded. You are loaded. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I pray for each and every one of you. I want you all to stand up. I want to pray for all of you. I pray for each and every one of you, and I release the grace of God upon each and every one of you. That grace of God upon my life that have made me to overcome every obstacle. Let it rest upon you as you engage in the activities of the week. May God order your step. May God cause you to take root, blossom, and fill the face of this earth with fruit. You shall increase beyond your due limit. The position you are today is nothing compared to the position you will be entering the next season. In the name of Jesus, I release fresh grace upon all of you here to overcome. I release fresh grace upon all of you to be celebrated in all our retreats. In the name of Jesus, amen. May God protect you all. May God keep you all. May God cause his face to shine upon you all. May God be gracious unto you all. There shall be no loss among all of you. There shall be no loss among your family. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. I love you all. I appreciate you all. May God keep you all. See you all at the top. Next week, Saturday, I'm sure to see you all. God bless you all.